Morning guys, Lenny Reed, Dynamite Diesel. So I am standing in front of a truck. A good buddy of mine bought this brand new. It was one of the very first common rail trucks to ever leave the trailer at Dave Smith Motors in Kellogg, Idaho. Basically back when the VP44 was the king of the streets, Russ said, man, I want to buy a diesel truck because he was driving a V10 back in the day. And I said, hold on just a couple of months because there's this new injection system coming. It's going to be super cool. So wait until one of those comes off the truck and then buy one of those. So he ended up buying a 1-ton single rear wheel, high output, 4-door. They use this to haul their camper, their boat, their snowmobile trailers, and all the things. And it was a really good pickup for him. It's been quite some time ago now, but my buddy Russ passed away and his daughter Ashley did too. So as you can imagine, my friend Debbie, who owned this truck, bought it brand new with her husband Russ. And if you remember, just a little bit over a year ago, we came out with the Patriot injectors, and this was one of the very first trucks that got a set of Patriot remans. Well, Debbie was a flight attendant. As soon as the truck left our possession, she drove to her first shift back in Seattle, and somebody decided they wanted the truck worse than her, so they stole it. Good news, a couple days later, we get a phone call. We found your truck. Okay, great. So Debbie and Derek decided to head over and pick up the truck at the impound yard, and the impound yard had been raided, and the truck got stolen from the impound yard. So 3 weeks go by, and the truck turns up again, and this time it was damaged pretty extensively, so back window's been knocked out of it. There's all sorts of codes inside of it. We can't get the thing to run correctly anymore because they've damaged probably stuff in the security system or what have you. But we're in the dyno bay right now. We're basically going to try and take this truck, put it on the dyno, and then road test it here, figure out what all codes we have. The truck's got approximately 330,000 miles on it. It's had an Edge Easy Box in it from the 2002 circa, and a set of our 50 horse and then 90 horse injectors. Now it's got some of our reman bodies with, I believe, 90 horse nozzles. The box finally died after 20 years, believe it or not, 22 years probably. So currently there's no tuning in it whatsoever. It's just got a set of injectors, but it's in some sort of security mode and it's all pissed off. So basically a total refresh of a 2003 common rail truck. We're gonna bring this thing up to today's modern day standards. My goal is to get this thing about 550 to maybe 600 horsepower, smoke-free and EGT friendly. So this will be kind of a really nice truck to drive here and probably, give me 6 months and we should have it finished. New paint, new everything, new motor, new everything. Try and keep it on the road for the next 25 years. So one of the things you can physically see, back in the day, we did an AFE intake air filter, and the thing's so old that powder coat is literally like peeling off. So just for nostalgia's sake, I'm probably gonna take this and repowder coat it just so it looks like it did the day that we put it in there. It's currently got like a little HY40, which is really old turbo technology, but that turbo has lived a very long life, and this truck has been right around 500 horsepower since day one. The stock set of injectors came out of it, and we extrude honed the nozzles with Diesel Dynamics in 2002. Those lasted for a good long time. Then we put a set of injectors in it probably 10 years ago. And here just last year, we put a fresh set of Patriots in it. So the injectors in it probably have less than 1,000 miles on them. But that's all the engine mods that's ever been done to this truck. My intention is to basically start over, scrub everything, remanufacture the motor. We'll end up doing a fresh set of injectors. We'll end up doing some sort of fresh tuning. I've kind of got something that I've been working on there. So we might try to introduce that on this truck and see if that stuff works out pretty well. It is a 6-speed truck, so it's an NV 5600. You can see that we've got some aftermarket hydraulics in there, and that was some old South Bend clutch stuff. I believe this truck's probably on its second, and I think that we put, another buddy of mine put a clutch in this probably 5 or 6 years ago now. It was a cloth interior truck, but it was the upper end model, and unfortunately broken plastics around the steering column. The key no longer works, so we're gonna have to get a new ignition switch. The thieves were nice enough to put a piece of yellow plastic in the back window so they didn't get cold while they were driving a stolen truck. This is a 1-ton truck, so it's got really beefy leaf springs. This had 4-wheel disc brakes, and you can see that it's been sitting here for a very long time. I went over to Central Washington, picked this truck up just a little over a year ago. It's been sitting here on the property for a year. We got a ton of surface rust on the brake rotors. Yeah, I'm actually getting pretty excited just about resurrecting this truck and putting a fresh coat of black paint on it and getting a new motor in it and getting this thing with some modern day technology, because these trucks, they just work good, they drive good. For those of you out there that are lucky enough to have something like this would be a really awesome project for you to follow along, because I do plan on making this thing like pretty special. Okay guys, so I got Mitch here. Mitch, you just grabbed a scan tool. What'd you find?
We've got 8 engine codes, and I think there's 7 body codes. So yeah, the main reason that I think I can figure out that the motor's not working right, we've got a map sensor code. Basically, it's just not allowing the truck to fuel, which is exactly kind of what I figured. Yeah. It drives pretty terrible.
We got all sorts of other things going on there, so we're probably gonna have to call up our friends at All Dodge Truck.
Yeah.
And get some better used
They'll be sending us some good parts to put on this thing.
The strategy for Mitch is gonna be to get this thing to where it runs good and drives good and can make an actual dyno hit. And then he's gonna have to start resurrecting like all the interior pieces. So we're gonna have to call All Dodge Truck. We're gonna have to get some trim pieces that got broken.
Yeah, it needs a steering column. They broke, the actual column itself is broken.
Oh, did they break the column?
Yeah, it's stuck in your knees at the moment, so it won't move. I've tried.
And then Skylar gave us a back window, so we'll get that down to Ole maybe and get him to get the glass installed in it.
Yeah. ABS doesn't work, the speedometer doesn't work, so we got to figure out what's going on with that.
So we've got plenty of work cut out for us, but please stick around, watch this thing come back to life. There will be some new shots every week added to this thing. And if you guys have any sort of questions, any sort of comments or recommendations on things that you might like to see us try or test on this thing, put them in the comments below, all right? Lenny Reed, I'm out, got things to do.
Mitch, see you later.